Hello everyone and welcome to the last day in the first stage of the Pokemon Crystal by Randomizer of 23. I'm Ronald here. I will be commentating this first of the 4 remaining matches today, and I am not alone. I have some Kelderfan with me.
Hello.
Yep, we will be seeing this match between Benreddrock and Giddie. It is a 1-4 match, so both runners unfortunately already out of the tournament after this will not be progressing towards the bracket stage, but still have the opportunity to get one last win in this tournament for pride, and can also still influence potentially some of the remaining tiebreaker situations that may arise. So yeah. Not completely meaningless, this race, so yeah. Let's see what we will be getting for a seed.
Sometimes when you're playing for pride, it feels the most important. We see what the starters are going to be. We have an Ariados, a Larvitar, and a Shelter.
Yeah, not the greatest of selections. Probably take the
Giddie
big
picking
spider.
up the Shelter, and Ben taking the Ariados.
Yeah, I mean, you have to pick something, and the headbutt TM that we get now can be maybe improving our situation already, since that allows us to use that same move to potentially headbutt out some Pokemon out of trees. Yeah, probably don't want it to do it on this first route, given that we don't have Pokeballs yet. And we do find the Zephyr badge here on Route 29, so yeah. Somewhat interesting. Have to remember that we have an additional check on Route 32 available now once we beat Faulkner.
The game's trying to make up for those mediocre starters, giving us headbutt and a useful badge right off the bat.
Yeah. We'll have to see first if the headbutt trees have anything worth catching. I mean, the level 10 advantage in this early stage of the game does make sense.
We have a Kingler, although that one is female. Kingler can be quite a good main. You see Magneton.
The spider at least has some moves. That's something.
Yep, Ben gonna chuck a ball at it. We see a Mischievous on Giddie's side. Runs away instantly.
Yeah, not the best of the options. Kingler probably the best.
Now we got a male Kingler who's running from that too. Picks up a big mushroom, and we're gonna start headbutting as we get Lantern. Okay.
And going for the headbutts. I mean, Sacred Fire wouldn't have been the worst.
Oh, there's a Nidoking.
Solid.
That can work.
And it has
And
crunch.
it killed him.
Yep, that's why you save.
And there's a Mewtwo!
Okay. Yeah, I don't think you want to weaken it, because it has Deep Punch. But the moveset of the Mewtwo doesn't really shape up that great. Perish Song, so it only has Deep Punch.
Nidoking also has Pound. And Ice Punch. As Ben picks up the level 10 Mewtwo.
The moveset of the Mewtwo is questionable. Okay, the last move is Fire Blast, so that's at least something.
It has a total of 20 PP, and Giddie also finds a Mewtwo in the tree.
I mean, if you want to go that way, it really has only a total of 10 PP on the attacking side. I mean, you can count Morning Sun and Destiny Bond, but they usually won't get you that far.
No items in Mr. Pokemon's house.
It's not something you often say, but the Nidoking would have been infinitely better here for Giddie. At least at this right moment. Once we get some help for the Mewtwo and get some special moves on it, it might change. But this moveset of the Mewtwo is really just asking for trouble, and especially if the
Paras with Detect.
So yeah, there's one of your precious PP already gone for just nothing. Good thing that we only need to fight through 2 trainers. We do get a bit of experience granted to us though with the level 4 Chansey. But yeah, this is a wonky start. Let's see if there's some additional help here, and you probably will head straight to Escape Rope Chamber just to get anything else for the Mewtwo. Like, I mean, you will probably take things like Tackle and Payday at this time right now, just to have something. I mean,
yeah, the tragedy is that you can't teach it Headbutt.
Yeah. I mean, you could teach
the Rock Smash TM immediately.
So go back, check out the level 15. Yeah, it's a bit weird. You can also check out the Rock Smash items already, but you don't have an escape rope yet, so you would have to take the slow way out. Looks like Ben is at least considering it. Teaching Rock Smash to the Mewtwo points toward no. Okay,
and
I mean, I know.
Absorb as well.
I mean, I know you're desperate, but teaching Rock Smash to Mewtwo is not the best idea if you are considering running it.
Okay, Giddie remembered the Zephyr Badge check, but I think you still have to defeat Faulkner before you can do it.
Yeah.
So he'll have to go back for that. And level 15 is a Magikarp.
Interesting.
And another Magikarp.
Magikarp on its own, unfortunately, not really that useful, but the evolution to Gyarados at level 20 isn't that far off, and maybe the level difference can get you through the first part of that, so it could.
How about a Foresight TM? Is that what we want? Do we want Foresight on the Mewtwo?
I think you'll probably take Fury Swipes more than that. I mean, this selection of attacking moves for the Mewtwo is it's a sight to behold, that's for sure. And we get an escape rope just to get out here of Okay.
I think that Ben made a save point before teaching the moves, but he's now made another one to get back into the cave. So he is committed to the moves that he taught the Mewtwo now, as Giddie's also heading this way. Finds a Piloswine. And Mewtwo wants to learn Protect.
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed, even less attacking PP.
They will be heading to Azalea just as soon as they find a way to defeat Faulkner. Unfortunately, all they have is a level 10 Mewtwo, so it could take them a while.
Yeah.
Ben's going to head up Sprout Tower.
Like, we don't have the squad bottle, so we still have to defeat Faulkner, and while we do have a Mewtwo, our moveset is yeah. It's questionable, to be very nice about it. I mean, if you rely on Rock Smash and Absorb as your moves, Mewtwo is the Pokemon that can make those moves work, but yeah.
If they can find the Surf HM early, it will make a huge difference.
I mean, they would take Waterfall, they would take Water Gun,
Bubble
like
Beam.
anything. Yeah. They would take anything that's better than the moves they have right now. So this is just we see it here. Even with Absorb and Rock Smash, you have to kind of Fire Blast this Natu because you don't really have anything else for it. And that's why I said earlier that the Nidoking that we saw in the same Barrier 3 than the Mewtwo was just infinitely better than this because it just had Crunch and Ice Punch.
It was a very strong Nidoking, and it killed Giddie a couple of times when he was trying to catch it, so he could have missed the Mewtwo entirely and possibly had a better time of it. We find HMO 2 at the top of Sprout Tower.
Which is a point where you could consider just teaching that, because it would be the best attacking move Mewtwo has available right now. You could consider Fury Swipes, but yeah, we see it here already. The Ninetales, Rock Smash won't work on that. So you probably have to land the D-Punch.
Well, chat, make sure if he does teach over Rock Smash that you remind me to delete it off the tracker.
Bulbasaur will probably need to Fire Blast that.
I always forget that Rock Smash is a fighting move and not a rock move.
I mean, you smash the rocks, no? You don't throw them. This Bulbasaur
I know, but it says rock.
Goes for the D-Punch and gets through the Elder somehow. Gets a Max Potion. So, Ben, not having an escape rope board yet, needs to go out the old-fashioned way.
The old Sprout Tower Walk of Shame. As Giddie picks up Fly.
This... Well, probably the Feint. Ben has the Max Revive, I guess, in mind. Probably still would have fit his center, I guess. You usually don't want to spend Max Revive this early if you don't have to.
Happy Coco, I'm not sure that these Mewtwo's are legendary Pokemon. But they're certainly Pokemon.
I mean, they are legendary in a way, but the way is different than you usually would imagine, say. Because those moves are legendary bad. And Moltres just being an absolute nightmare for Benreddrock here. He just does not have anything to hit it with. Here, Fury Swipe coming in again as the move of the opening here. And still somehow gets through.
Moltres and Rapidash.
Like, I mean,
Faulkner is a fire trainer in this ROM.
Yeah. I mean, we could at least use Dynamic Punch or Rock Smash against the Rapidash, but the Moltres for Benreddrock is just absolute pain. Huh? Arcanizing the Mewtwo, putting up its special defense, not knowing that we just don't have any good special moves. And almost are actually something we can just use Absorb on and be happy.
Okay, Faulkner gives us double team.
Yeah, that's the move we wanted, definitely. Yeah, this is this has been a start.
Has Ben's stream capture frozen? We can still see his timer moving.
We can hear his sound, so if the screen was frozen, then that would probably also have some troubles.
I'm going to switch to Giddie's audio whilst... Oh, and there's the fog badge. So, an important check to remember here. And Ben reset back to possibly before he fought the Elder at the top of Sprout Tower. Oh, and he hits the optional as well.
Sure,
is he going to reset that away or commit to the fight for extra? This might have been the plan, actually. To get some extra XP onto the level 10 Mewtwo.
Yeah,
we hatch a Golduck.
The problem here was Ben also doesn't really have great moves to hit ghosts with. That's true for both, though. I mean, we do have Fire Blast, but Ben has not the PP for it. Dizzy Punch. The first TM that is reasonably reliable and does a decent amount of damage. So before we hit the well, I would absolutely teach that for Giddie, or on Giddie's side. That also.
And Giddie picked up the SS ticket in Union Cave. And Poison Powder.
Well, back to just not great TMs. Urgote making a point, just skipping well in this area, or get up to Goldenrod and get the move tutor going. That's definitely more attractive than usual.
We do have the Fly HM, so if the Storm Badge is somewhere in Goldenrod, we can come back to Azalea very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, the Mewtwo, like we were saying that it's bad, but we get Dizzy Punch now, so that makes it better. And two, we do still have, especially now with an reliable normal move, do have a variation of reasonable strong moves to use with, so we probably can take this well pretty okay. Almost the one Pokemon we can use Absorb for.
Giddie also has a raw TM that he picked up somewhere.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see that we got so many TMs this early on, and they really don't help us at all.
There's the old rod.
Can try and go fishing now to replace this Mewtwo with another level 10 Pokemon. What was that? Luckily we did get Dizzy Punch. And it's doing some work. See what the level 14 is going to be. I'm a choke. So yeah, well, went very well for Giddie. Let's see how Giddie is dealing with Bugsy and first. Ember is another special type move. I mean, it has 100% accuracy, but it has so low base power that you probably don't want to teach it over Fire Blast.
Okay, Ben only now entering the flash chamber, or the escape rope chamber rather, in the ruins of Alf.
Yeah. A bit surprising, especially with this moveset. You probably would have wanted to check that out before going to Sprout Tower.
He does remember to pick up the fog badge. Oh, that's where the raw TM was.
Ben also picking up a few hidden items here and there. They are not necessary to pick up, there cannot be important items on there, but sometimes you will get an occasionally helpful item out of this. Still some extra money, stuff like Sacred Ash or Bright Powders or some extra candies. There are some things you can find in there that can reasonably helpful, even if they are not necessary to pick up yet in this mode.
Oh, extreme speed!
A reasonable move definitely to have with its priority and reasonably strong, but yeah, we can go back to all 5 PP attacks Mewtwo with that, more or less, which probably means we don't really want to use it. Dizzy Punch is almost as strong and has just more PP, so yeah. Don't think we have room for extreme speed in our moveset right now. Giddie's on with the rival.
So we'll see Giddie doing the Farfetch'd and finishing the Azalea checks, then heading into Goldenrod.
Which, one of the first things that we will be doing in there is probably checking out the move to door and see if we can get any help for this Mewtwo. Going back for the charcoal check.
Very important to not forget that check. The previous race I commentated, that check had the Surf HM. Sorry, the Strength HM. Something you definitely don't want to go without.
Nope. You definitely want that.
And one of the runners did forget to do that check and had to go without it for quite a significant amount of time. Eventually fighting the Elite Four. Unnecessarily. We get a rare candy from the Headbutt guy. Ben is going to be attempting the well. So we get a double slap TM.
Teaching over Dynamic Punch. Which, I mean, yeah, Dynamic Punch is definitely not the most reliable move. It only has 50 accuracy. And there's a pass. Okay. Now we can access Kanto.
Will we see Giddie main switching Kanto?
Yeah, we do have only Victory Road, I say, Cycling Road available right now, so not the highest level of main switches available. But yeah, given this lackluster moveset of the Mewtwo,
there's Sacred Fire.
Interesting to have. Not sure.
Better than Ember?
The thing there is, it's still not 100% accurate, and it still only has 5 PP, so the change from Fire Blast is not the most significant. It loses 20 base power and gets 25 accuracy for it, I want to say, and better burn chance, but I would probably hold on to it for now and see if we go main switching where we could need that. Oh,
Fighter Punch.
That's
That's a
probably
good
better.
move.
It has the PP, it has the accuracy, and has reasonable attacking power. So yeah, probably going to teach that. And now the moveset is coming a bit together.
I think he also picked up another headbutt TM.
Yeah, might as well.
If you're used to doing bingo races, headbutt is a very solid part of most movesets until you get strength.
Which is
As the move tutor, Moonlight, Sludge Bomb, and Sleep Talk. Sludge Bomb is a good move.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a physical move, so it's not really exactly what we were looking for with the Mewtwo. And poison type coverage is not the greatest. It's still better than most of what we had so far, but yeah, I can understand Giddie not exactly wanting to teach it right now. There's no pressing need, and we still have a lot of things to check out for to maybe find something better, like Surf.
I'm still not very familiar with how the move tutor works. Can you teach the moves multiple times from him?
Yes. You can teach them as many times as you want. There would be no reason to hold off on teaching something if you are not going to main it later. You can just reteach any move at any point. The caveat is if you go up to 7 badges and the rockets invade, your path to the move tutor is actually blocked. Aside from you want to go all the way from the top to the bottom of the underground and exit that way again to access it, which is absolutely not necessary at all for anything except for getting access to the move tutor again. So yeah, unless you do the radio tower, usually the access to the move tutor is therefore blocked in the mind of most runners.
And we saw Giddie did teach headbutt to the Mewtwo.
I mean, you can do it. You get a flinch chance instead of the confusion chance. Doesn't change the base power. Don't think it changes PP. You might even get 5 less from headbutt, for sure. Probably not a teach that I would say was really necessary. Dizzy Punch and headbutt are kinda interchangeable in their usage. And maybe just prefers the flinch chance in case he...
We get more protects, this time on a Weeping Bell. Right, Giddie's going to start the bug catching contest.
This will allow him to get a fast way out after collecting the 2 items here behind the fence. Keep them, and
there's the Storm Badge. Fly acquired.
Yeah, so we could have just flew out of the national park. So, slightly unfortunate for Giddie here. Yeah, that might mean that we see Giddie head into Kanto very soon. Might turn Kenya first, simply because we can.
Yeah, returning the Kenya makes sense. Always nice when you get fly early.
Just a calcium, don't even get it. Yeah, Giddie decided to not fight Whitney yet. We'll see if he goes for it now.
Alright, nothing on the Kenya checks, and we are going to be fighting Whitney. Oh, Ben picked up leftovers as a hidden item in the Ilex Forest.
So Ben can now pick up a second leftovers at their vanilla spot, but doesn't need to go there anymore, given that he has now found a hidden one. Probably not exactly what you would have liked to see there. Prefer maybe something like bright powders to have more options for holding items. But you know, having leftovers earlier than later, probably a good thing. It's a pass for Benreddrock. Now, given that we actually have both pass and ticket and now have found both parts of Fly, I could reasonably see Giddie just head straight over to North Johto after the quick checks in Kanto, since we can just then take an easier leveling curve for the Mewtwo instead of trying to main switch in Kanto to something that is not that much higher level. So...
Alright. Giddie heading into Kanto now. And yes, I agree. I think the North Johto play here makes a lot of sense.
We don't have too much that we can do in there yet, so it's not too attractive at this point right now, but we do have some stuff we can do. And the Lighthouse alone has reasonably leveled fights that we can do. Dragon Breath is a special TM that can help Mewtwo's moveset.
So Dragon Breath's not the one with fixed damage?
Nope, that would be Dragon Rage.
Dragon Rage, of course.
Dragon Breath is the 60 base power Dragon type move that has a 30% paralyzed chance and is extremely annoying if your opponents have them, because for them it's apparently 100%. Just from feeling. But yeah, it's a very versatile move for special attackers when you have nothing else. Which kind of was the case up until not too long ago. Benreddrock going
okay, Ben is going to be teaching Sludge Bomb to the Mewtwo.
Over Absorb. Yeah, Absorb is not a good move. It has 20 base power, so really not great. The one thing is it's currently a pretty good coverage move for some stuff. But we don't really have anything else on, and Poison doesn't really help too much of that either. So,
Giddie's going to pick up leftovers here that he didn't find in the forest earlier. And head to Cycling Road. Will we see him look at the mains? Actually, he's going to go to the mart first.
Yeah. I think this might actually be your one reason to come over here. You want to check out these TMs. There's Dragon Breath again. May cause an attack that may cause confusion. Something could be confusion of Psybeam. Or Dizzy Punch. We should have known about that already. Right.
Alright.
If we would have paid attention to Dizzy Punch being TM11, we should have known that.
I think this Mewtwo's learned about 9 or 10 different moves so far.
Yeah, just showing that what it started out with was absolutely terrible.
It's a very high
Unfortunately.
turnover of moves on the Mewtwo, but it is slowly coming together.
This King Grab being extremely annoying for Benreddrock here.
Yeah, he would have benefited from Dragon Breath on that fight.
Well, that's for sure.
And yeah, Giddie's done the quick, easy Kanto checks and is heading straight into the SS Aqua.
Has not been over to Lavender yet. There would have been an item on Route 12 that we would have access to, but that's just a single item.
Oh, the one in the house? No, he did that.
Oh, he did even that. Okay, then never mind.
It was nothing. Of course, when you take the SS Aqua back from Kanto, there's an extra NPC in this room that you have to avoid fighting.
Yeah.
Giddie sidesteps it expertly.
At least on the way in, Mewtwo wanting to learn Sweet Scent. Still trying to go the peaceful way.
Truly is a pacifist Mewtwo if ever we saw one.
I mean, it kind of cannot decide because it had also Fire Blast and Dynamic Punch to start off with. So, yeah. But I mean, you spoke
Remember
of Bingo earlier. It could have been actually viable for non-TM, non-attacking moves.
Remember, it tried to learn Protect earlier.
Yeah. Which could have been on the card. And we get a Morning Sun TM. So.
Just in case we regret teaching over that ages ago.
Yep. Giddie has made it back to Johto. Now to quick checks to check out here, and Olivine has access to Super Repulse now. He didn't buy any in Celadon already, or Max Repulse in Lavender.
I didn't see if Ben picked up the Kenya. Looked like he went straight past the guy who gives it. We get a nugget.
I mean, without Squirt Bottle, it's not unreasonable to just go up without picking the Kenya, but still be able to use the PC heal up here in the contest and then pick it up on the way back. You don't know that Storm Match is up there, which would make that not as ideal. And given that Ben has the pass already, he can expect Storm Match to potentially be in Kanto. So, if
This is true, but what if the Kenya knows Teleport?
Then you would have had to center in Goldenrod first to make use of that very reasonably, and it's not likely to have Teleport. It can just as likely be more efficient to take the PC heal. To have not go into the center somewhere. Which, yeah. You have upsides and downsides to various decisions, and going off very unlikely what-ifs is not always a good reason to do anything. Or at least no...
But think of the content!
I don't think the runners are worried about that.
But the commentators are.
Well, don't think the runners are worried about that either.
So Giddie heading up the lighthouse. Ben going to be teaching Fly.
Probably about to fly over to turn the Kenya and then remembering, well, should pick up Kenya first, probably.
Giddie hitting the optional.
Yep.
I've seen so many runners do that this tournament.
Just
dropping through the hole and fighting this guy.
It is a nasty piece of movement there. It's not as fun as you want to. You just come out of a fight, you have to take that one step direction changes a lot of times, and if you are too fast on the last one where you suddenly have to take 2 steps before going down, it's very easy to hit that trainer. It sounds always too easy to just go around it, but if you try to go fast, sometimes you just be that little too fast. Rainbow
And we
badge
got the
here?
rainbow badge. Giddie fighting the lower trainer here instead of the higher one.
Yeah, bit of extra movement, but only has 2 Pokemon, so a little bit of a shorter fight in comparison. Especially if you don't have a good moveset, might be the way you want to go about it.
Might depend whether you want a little extra experience or not.
I mean, the Mewtwo probably doesn't need it as much. Even it being on the slow leveling curve or being a legendary, it has the raw stats to make up for it.
Okay, Ben picking up the Dragon Breath to him. Alright, Giddie heading into Ecruteak. What will we find here? As Ben is flying back to Goldenrod to make his way to Kanto.
I wonder if you even are going to check much in Ecruteak right now, aside from Item Finder. With Fly, we can just go on, check the few checks in Mount Mortar and on Route 43 first, get the Lake of Rage Fly point, and then come back here if we know what we have available. Finding a Volcano badge outside Mount Mortar.
So we do have 5 badges now. 2 more to unlock the Rocket Hideout. Ultra Balls everywhere.
The 7 badges would allow us to get past Mahogany and prompt the rocket invasion of Radio Tower. The Mahogany hideout is locked behind getting access to the shiny, which we would need Surf for. That is...
Speaking of knocking out our opponent's Pokemon, we found the False Swipe TM.
Just another good move. Be excellent for Bingo, probably, but...
Yes, a very good move for Bingo. Almost as good as Sweet Scent, but not for full item rando. Right, Giddie's back in Ecruteak. Will it be Kimono Girls or Burn Tower? It will be Burn Tower.
We do have Rock Smash, so we can access the 1 item in here. We do need to be aware of, though, this is not in Logic yet, since we did not find Squirt Bottle, which is interesting given that we have a Waterfall HM behind this, so we know that Squirt Bottle cannot be locked behind Waterfall. But yeah, Logic dictates that you need to be able to buy Rock Smash since you can accidentally teach over it and lose access to it, so to prevent that kind of soft lock scenario, you always have to be able to buy Rock Smash, which you are after getting the Squirt Bottle, waking up the Sudowoodo, and talking to the Rock Smash guy. Once that's done, Rock Smash is available to buy in Goldenrod Mart.
Ben there checking the TMs in the other mart very carefully. Still looking for ways to improve the moveset on the Mewtwo as we hear the Roamers.
So the first one was a Starfish. Not sure which one, but it was one. it doesn't really matter too much.
Alright, Giddie's heading straight into Morty's gym as Ben is heading down the cycling road. It's not looking at the mains here, just heading towards Janine.
See if he can force his way into Fuchsia to get at least a fly point. Yanma might be too fast for him. Max revive should do, not sure if normal revive is enough, probably should be.
Actually, Chad, I think it might have been a Magnezone.
Yeah, sure.
Ah, we're teaching Waterfall to the Mewtwo, of course. Teaching over Dynamic Punch.
Yep. Spoke about Waterfall earlier. It is a reliable water move. Most runners just simply don't teach it because Surf is better and you can't teach over Waterfall until you get access to a move deleter. Which may not be that early at any point. Headbutting a Gengar is not a good idea. But, yeah. Given the lackluster moveset of the Mewtwo so far, Waterfall is very much needed to get better coverage.
Ben is going to try and fight Janine. This is an interesting play with a underwhelming main. It's 15 levels higher than him.
Yeah, you can set up Mewtwo, especially with the leftovers found, can probably one of the more reasonable Pokemon with, and especially if your opponent starts using Bide, then you can just set up freely and prepare, because it won't do anything to you.
Giddie battled a Mewtwo on a rival trainer, and it became the third thing to use Protect on him.
Okay, Typhlosion might be bad. Oh, it had no Thunder
Typhlosion
Punch.
with Thunder Punch.
Yeah, Ben definitely should have set up more. Sandstorm only also being very annoying. Okay, Scissor we have Fire Punch for at least. Which
Sizzle with Sketch.
And fortunately for us, it was slower than us already because it's just not very fast at all.
And there's the Surf HM on Morty. Snowbear will be thrilled. And a Master Ball.
What kind of rando that Morty has an Surf access part? Huh. But yeah, law of Surf HM. If you teach Waterfall, you will be finding Surf within the next 5 checks.
Alright, Giddie's going to teach Surf to the shoulder.
Yeah. Running into this spoken problem, not really able to teach over Waterfall, so having Surf and Waterfall new moveset kinda hinders your coverage. Oh, and the Tauros with Egg Bomb. Yeah, this.
Oh, Ben. This was such a bold play going for Janine with this Mewtwo at this level.
I mean, he had all the chance in the world to maybe hope that the Crocodile would use Bite continuously and just fully set up on this Crocodile. So, yeah. Unfortunately, kind of let that slip out of his way. Let's see. It starts Bite again, so now setting up 2 specials. Probably want even more than that with this Mewtwo. You do have a 15 level difference.
There's the card key for Giddie.
Yeah, but it uses Bite again. Ben, I'm not agreeing with just setting up 2 attacks and speeds. You do need more. There's a Thunder badge. I think that's badge number 6.
Oh, and the Croconaw takes him out.
Yeah, he did deal damage while Bite was active, so yeah, it returned the favor.
And the Clear Bell.
Okay.
I really think Ben needs to bail on this fight. He has Fly. He can come back here very quickly.
I don't need to. Don't think he necessarily needs to bail. He just needs to not get as yeah, scars with his setup here. If he wants to do this, he should just fully set up like he would against Red, because you still need to overcome this level difference, and especially against the Tauros later. And it looks like kinda what he's doing now, going for the full X attack setup. This is at least better. Don't know if he's able to going to be able to 2-shot the Tauros, but he's at least closer to it. Probably
Giddie finding the Pokey Gear in the underground of Union Cave.
Probably should have set a few specials for this, or maybe has. Goes down 1 hit this time.
Alright, Giddie's going to head to the first item before the Soft Sand Girls. Will he get the second one? No. He's flying back to Ekritik.
And this Tauros could be a nightmare again, because 1 hit will most likely take him out.
Oh, he gets the burn on the
in
Taurus, and then crits it. Very nice.
Yeah, throw to Janine. And
we get a Super Potion and Peck. Just what we wanted. Another good TM.
Yep. As we do find a Pursuit TM on the other side, so they just keep coming. And a Swagger TM. Man, we do have all the good moves today.
More escape ropes in Mount Mortar.
Rock heading over to Lavender. Let's see if this is only going to be the Route 12 check here, or if we are going to see maybe an attempt to go into Rock Tunnel. Not a logic yet, since we don't have Flash, but we do have Zephyr Badge, so it's not that far off, given that given how many items we know are available now. So it could be reasonable to go and try for, but maybe Ben is now also wanting to go into Kanto.
Okay, Giddie heading to the Lake of Rage. What will the shiny be? Ben's gonna head onto the boat. It's the Miltank!
Whoa.
I do love the shiny Miltank.
I might want to catch it because... okay. Fire Punch does reasonable damage and burn it. You don't have to feint it, you can also catch it, but you cannot run away from this fight. You need to get it done somehow. You could have bought a Pokédoll to get out of it, actually, that works. Oh, yeah. Most runners not going to do that. And,
Ben hit the optional trainer I was talking about before.
Now, you can lose the required fight against the Sailor, that's no problem, but this optional fight you are not able to lose and just progress. I mean, I think you just wipe to your room in the boat, or maybe to the last center, I'm not sure, but I think you actually should not wipe to a center here right now, given how this works in the vanilla game.
Well, as we know, these games were flawlessly coded by Game Freak back in the day.
At least Ben is able to get this fight done somehow, and that does make easier for him to lose the next fight, to get that one done faster. Yep. Just get some Fire Punch and Water Gun. Tangela low-key more runnable than the level 10 Mewtwo was.
The sailor just walked straight through the other NPC. Does not check if he's in the way.
As you mentioned, flawlessly coded. Is that not what you do
And we got
when
the
you
mornings.
encounter other people?
Oh yes,
Just
we knew
just
about
walking
the
through them.
mornings. Forgot we've already seen Giddie do this.
Yeah. But yeah, given what we have available so far, reasonable to expect some more progress being in here and the hideout. Probably in form of a badge, given that we have now found card key. Might be a rising badge to give us access to Mount Water, although that also would require Squirt Bottle to pop up. Again, Waterfall is Rock Smash locked. Should not forget about that. Oh, it is.
There's the squirt bottle. So Mahogany Underground clearly required.
Since we have already North Jota access anyway, the Squirt Bottle is actually not required yet. And not even logically yet, because we did not find anything necessary behind Waterfall, so we don't know if we ever would have to have used it. I mean, like all these HMs like Waterfall and Strength and such, and even Surf, they are nice to have, but they not strictly need to be necessary. Oh, there's the
There's
rising
the
badge.
rising badge. Speaking of Waterfall.
Yeah. So now one, the hideout is actually required with the badge, and two, yeah, that Waterfall section of Mount Water suddenly looks very compelling to do.
That is also our 7th badge.
Will enable us to do Radio Tower. We don't have Clear Belly. We don't have Basement Key yet. We don't have Strength access yet, so not too much that we can do with the Radio Tower right now, aside from the 5 items in it. Could be maybe something to get that Mewtwo up to level 33, so just that we can be able to repel everything in the Waterfall section.
I missed it. Wasn't the rainbow badge in the lighthouse? Did Ben pick that up?
It wasn't in the lighthouse. I want to say it was even earlier, but I know that Ben did pick it up somewhere.
I'll mark that on the tracker. I missed him getting it.
It may have been a lighthouse, but I for sure know that he picked it up.
Alright, Giddie's going to tackle the electrodes. We get a Xatu. Ben's going to head into Burn Tower. Will he do the Rock Smash check? Yes, he will. So we'll give him the Waterfall HM. We'll see if he teaches it immediately. Or if he waits until he finds Surf.
I mean, finding Surf would require him to do Morty, and doing Morty would usually want you to have a good usable move for your Mewtwo, which yeah, Ben does teach over Rock Smash. So currently has no longer Rock Smash access. I don't think we found another TM. Which
is a rare candy. So just the Rising Badge and the Squirt Bottle in the underground.
Do still have Crisis Gym and the Sludge Bomb TM check. Available after this. It will be curious to see if Ben will remember that he does not have Rock Smash anymore for well, I mean, we did see Dark Cave already, so actually Ben does not need Rock Smash anymore. There's one check in Ice Path still where having Rock Smash would make it a bit quicker to get to. But yeah, since we actually did do Dark Cave very early on both sides, and Ben has now checked the last Rock Smash item, he actually doesn't need it anymore. So yeah. Which I guess kind of makes it reasonable to just teach it to Mewtwo for an damage move, since you don't really need it that much in Extreme at least.
There's Crab Hammer.
It would have been useful way earlier.
There's the Volcano badge for Ben. And Giddie doing the final check on Route 43. Another Ultra Ball. Ben picks up an Ultra Ball. There are Ultra Balls everywhere today.
I think there are 12 of them in the pool, so you will find them somewhere.
Right. Giddie's gonna wake the Pseudo-Wudo. His two runners have taken almost identical paths. The difference is Ben went and fought Janine and just struggled more in the very early game.
Seems
with Faulkner's Gym.
Seems also to have run out of repels. He's getting a lot of encounters here. And you won't get any repels over here in Mahogany either. So he probably would be well advised to just fly over somewhere, buy some, and then return. Olivine would be a good location. Just going for Recruity.
Giddie now doing the waterfall checks.
And
Ben is going to give us our first look at Kimono Girls. Oh, Giddie getting an encounter right before that. The Nido King's back. It's still the same level as the Mewtwo.
Yeah. By now, though,
Thunderbolt! Alright, I take back everything I said.
So this Mewtwo, it really needed some time to get started, but...
Now that the Nido King has been vanquished properly, this Mewtwo has found its power.
It sure did. Yeah, Thunderbolt, probably one, if not the best move get for a main.
Yeah, a Mewtwo with Thunderbolt and Waterfall is now extremely runnable.
Yeah. And we do have Fire Punch for that too.
And as much as we've talked about the moveset, the Mewtwo's have gone pretty smoothly through most of the game.
Well, I mean,
Ben's has struggled more.
They're still Mewtwo's, and once you get actual usable moves, so there's the basement key. Once you get usable moves onto the Mewtwo, they will take off. But you cannot call that early game smooth at all. That was just
I think Giddie got through it pretty smoothly. Ben did really struggle in Faulkner's gym.
Yeah, I mean, Giddie did reasonably, but he still had to take 2 Fury Swipes per Pokemon, which I won't call it smooth.
And Ben is going to be doing Morty's gym.
Completing a critique here.
He didn't get anything significant in the Kimono Girls. So right now Giddie has an advantage in having not done that. More rare candies.
And we're unhappy to see more candies. And the finder. Yeah, now given that you have the basement key, you might just head over to Radio Tower.
Okay, is it Soft Sand Girls for real this time? I think it is.
Interesting, given that you just have Tower and basement key available first. I mean, these are the easier fights probably right now, so if you want to have maybe an additional level for the 36 Pokemon in there to be safe, then...
That trainer had a Scyther and a Scizor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you get some extra levels by doing this. We'll make Rocket Tower a little easier.
It will be 1 extra level at most here at this point. Maybe 1.5 if the last 2 Pokemon are having a lot of XP. But I don't think that 1 level really will make a difference in Radio Tower. So.
Yes, but what about when they give us a Psychic TM?
Then.
Okay, Ben also learning Thunderbolt.
Then that would have been very good, but not strictly necessary at this point anymore. I mean, a Psychic Mewtwo, yes, it definitely is always great to have Step Psychic on there, but Mewtwo is also the one Pokemon that not really does need a Step move and still demolishes everything, given the moves that we have right now. Like, the only real improvement of the moveset that we could find would probably be Ice Beam or maybe Ice Punch. Fire Punch does most of the important coverage that we want to, aside from dragons, which are maybe a concern, but the 2 strong dragons we can hit neutral with Thunderbolt anyway. So it's really not that terrible at this point. Yes, we probably would prefer to have Surf. Also, we do still have Dragon Breath for the dragons actually, so we do have that covered. So yeah, I guess only Blizzies are going to be annoying, since we don't really have something for them, aside from just bruising our way through. Which, I mean, Mewtwo can just do that and don't lose too much time. Could be a consideration to maybe teach Sacred Fire for exactly that situation, to have the higher burn chance on there to make it easier. But I don't think it's very necessary. I mean, by this point, you definitely could think about teaching Sacred Fire over Fire Punch, since you do now have much more reliable PP usage, so you are not strictly needing the Fire Punch PP anymore. Dragonite, the extra level might have come in handy, but I'm not sure with the crit Dragon Breath.
There's the card key for Ben. And he's going to do the surf checks and find the clear bell.
Out for the Bulbasaur, it has Mega Horn. And unlike earlier, we can just get rid of it very easily.
And the Thunder Badge for Ben on that surf check as well.
Yeah, did not really find much more badges yet.
It's heading back to Azalea.
We do have 2 checks in.
Oh, hits the
Union.
optional. That one is quite an annoying one.
Okay, HP up for our troubles clearing out the tower. Ether. Max attack. The Dragon Scale. So yeah, nothing in the tower itself, aside from maybe False Director, which Giddie is doing.
But we also have the basement key.
Which probably is where next things are found. I guess we could technically go towards Route 26, but if I didn't miscount, we're still only on 7 badges, so we don't actually have access to Victory Road. Which means we do have, well, we might have even seen the 2 items over on Tojo Falls already. So that would make only 1 item on Route 26 available. So it's really not a lot to go over there for right now.
And Ben picked up the pokey gear. He's heading to Goldenrod now as well. He might be about to do the rockets. Or the soft sand girls.
It's putting off the hideout here for a bit, which I do find somewhat surprising. I mean, this is the quick surf item, so okay, it's continuing on fully. I mean,
and False Director is nothing. So it's basement or bust for the rocket tower.
I can definitely understand not wanting to go into the hideout given how long it takes to get everything in there, but it has so many items, and given that we have access to it so early with not much access otherwise, I don't think we really can try and avoid that.
Yeah, I agree. It's where I would be heading. We have found the runners taking very, very similar paths through this game so far. Really, the Janine check that Ben did is the only major difference, aside from the delay where he hasn't done everything Giddie's done yet.
Yeah, he is a bit more through with the more out of the way checks compared to Giddie. So slight difference in approach of things. So getting put to sleep here is annoying for Ben. But that at least means he does not get burned by Sacred Fire. But yeah, he has thought over... Oh, he had Fire Punch available. I'm not sure why he didn't take that for the Ivysaur. Does he not have PP for it anymore? Oh.
Alright, where's Ben gonna fly now? He's thinking about it. He's going to Olivine.
Is that a Cyanwood check for one item in the pharmacy? I'm not sure about this. I mean, yes, you get a fly point. You get a fly point for a potential Wall Islands check later. But this blatant avoiding of the hideout, I don't know if that's really advisable.
The Rainbow Wing is in the basement, and that unlocks Tin Tower.
Yeah, so that opens up a new set of checks, but does not really get us doesn't really get us closer to finishing the seed yet.
Alright, nothing in the pharmacy. Ben is going to Mahogany now.
Yeah, nothing else in the basement, so yeah, radio tower was just access to the basement, and access was just a basement was just access to Tin Tower. So what will we be finding in Tin Tower after Giddie is now doing the Kimono Girl? So this kind of on the way, so might as well right now. Mewtwo won't have a problem with it.
Yeah, Mewtwo will get through this very quickly.
Meanwhile, Ben runs into the roaming Staryu.
And he does catch it. Of course, if he uses his Water Stone to evolve it, he'll need to buy another one. So we get the shiny cow again. Okay, so we know that it is Squirt Bottle and Rising Badge in the underground. And nothing on Kimono Girls. And Tin Tower.
Aside from that, we do have a check on Route 25. We do have Search available. We do have Sabrina. We do have 7 badges.
The power plant isn't in Logic until we get Flash.
Parts of Cut.
Yeah, we have none of the parts of Cut. We have none of the parts of Strength. No Glacier Badge means no Whirl Islands yet.
Don't have Whirlpool. We do have 7 badges, so we can go east of Mahogany towards Ice Path. There are still 5 items for us to grab without Strength. So that could be where we would need to go at some point.
Tin Tower can change a lot of things.
Yeah.
There are quite a few checks in there. I'm not sure how many.
A lot. I want to say more than 10. We also do have 4 items in the Ho-Oh Chamber after this. We don't need Strength to access it. The Surf alone is enough.
It is actually my one of my favourite parts of the run, climbing Tin Tower. I find the movement quite satisfying. And doing a bunch of item checks in a row always feels good.
The Queen. The Suicune.
Ben just thunderbolted a Pikachu. Right. Synthesis TM. So many wonderful TMs today. We get a nugget.
Been absolutely great. Oh, Giddie not having a repel up.
Onion Fairy.
There's
There's the
boulder
boulder
badge.
badge.
So that's badge number 8 that will allow us access to Victory Road, and E4 is now available. There's Cut.
And cut.
So no Hive badge yet, but might not be too far off soon, which also would give us more options.
And that means the basement key was required. The splash TM, of course. Of course!
Yeah, I can't go without the best move in the game, right? I don't think I've seen so many bad TMs this often.
I think we're paying more attention to it than we normally do.
No, I mean the amount of good moves that we had was really not that much. If we want to count Dizzy Punch and Dragon Breath among them, we had them plus Sacred Fire and now Crab Hammer. That's 4. There are probably more good TMs out there, more reasonable TMs out there, but they really seem to be very, very late.
Alright, the Ho-Oh is a Marrow.
Not interested there. Looks like
Flying
we're
to
heading
Azalea now.
straight into the Ho chamber. Given that we didn't really find any more access, that's reasonable. So probably the quickest set of checks you have available right now.
Do we think it'll be this and then Victory Road?
You might want to hold off on Victory Road if you have other options, but we don't really have... I mean, this Ho-Oh is now level 41, or what was it? You could reasonably just go for a quick Sabrina check, maybe get a search in there. We don't have these Snorlax woken up yet, so... we probably would want to... Oh, there's the Hive badge.
There's the Hive badge. I
That will
did
change
wonder,
some
so
things.
we now have cut access.
Yeah, which probably means you're going to prioritize cut checks, because there are a few quick ones you can get in there. And getting waterfall access before you get to... or getting whirlpool access before you go up the waterfall towards Victory Road. Getting the Pokegear part, so you can just head straight into West Kanto, stuff like that will make your choices a bit easier up there. I mean, although with Pokegear part we could just go normally West Kanto, so yeah, might want to see if you can potentially can avoid going up the waterfall. There's the radio card.
The radio card. So cut is required. Good to confirm that.
Yeah. Which means we probably would definitely want to do Route 12 and the Route 32 cut checks first. Might even go towards Janine for Giddie now, so we can also check Route 15.
It's going to do the cut check outside the ruins.
I mean, it's certainly a weird situation to be in, because Victory Road has 5 items available, and there's the one...
well, there's a good TM.
Yeah, Body Slam is a good one. So slowly but surely they are coming. That will be Route 12. We could also see Rock Tunnel out of Logic here, given that Power Plant with Cut is now in Logic. So that would give you the item in Misty's Gym, and yeah, getting information, no, or getting on expansion card here, even out of Logic, would be very, very nice for you. And Rock Tunnel has 5 items, so it's not unreasonable to go in there and just hope that you find something. You would have to do it in the dark, which with runners may not be as comfortable with.
Alright, is Giddie going to head to Erica here, or just Cycling Road?
Nah, this
like
is
Cycling
Janine
Road.
into Route 15. These are the quicker checks. Erica still has 2, but requires a bit more fighting. And yeah, this is also 2 items, but for 1 fight and then an easy cut check next to it. Okay, you do need to do a second fight to get in here, I guess. And that's also just a 1 Pokemon fight. Shouldn't have no trouble with the Yanma.
And Ben's gonna
tower.
Yeah, take on the rocket tower now.
He has not gone into Mount Mortar yet, which means he doesn't have the basement key.
I was just wondering if I'd forgot to mark that. But no, you're right, he hasn't done Mortar yet, so... I'll have to come back for that later.
I mean, Move Flight's not too bad. These 2 sections are separate enough from each other that you don't really get too much out of doing them back to back. You're saving a fly and then slight amount of movement, but it's not that terrible.
Giddie cleaning up that fight and getting the Peck TM much more quickly than Ben did by coming here early.
Yeah, what on Route 15? That's a plain badge.
It's the plain badge. Okay, so we don't have strength yet, but we're getting closer. It's going back to Goldenrod now. Going to do the plain badge check by Whitney's Gym, yeah. And
then we might see the Victory Road play soon, because we still don't really have any more access. And yeah, looks like that's what's going to happen. We do have the Rising badge check with it here right now. Or maybe we did that earlier. No, we didn't. Giddie remembering about that. So yeah, what we're looking for is strength or the expansion card to give us access to more of the map. You could find stuff like secret potions and lost items.
Flash would also be good.
Flash could be an option.
Glacier badge.
Glacier badge wouldn't really help us right now, given that we don't have Whirlpool yet.
We get the Disable TM,
yeah,
which I think was available to buy in the Goldenrod shop as well.
Yes. It's also not in the item pool in this mode, so there was no real reason for Giddie to check it aside from wanting an additional TM, which, as you mentioned, was already buyable in Goldenrod and Celadon, I believe. Was it not Goldenrod, but yeah. I think 37
one
was
of those
Celadon TMs. It's like 10, 11, 17, 18, and 37. would be a hard check for the next stage, which Giddie is unfortunately not reaching, but doesn't mean that he won't ever do crazy item random. So may have just been muscle memory, and yep, we are now in Victory Road. 5 items in here, most likely being some kind of progression somewhere. Well, there's the lost item.
So that could be it.
Just a single check though, so not what we were looking for exactly.
There's the Dig TM, that's a good one.
Pretty nice, although finding it this late usually means you have bought enough escape ropes to not needing it anymore. And there was nothing in Victory Road, and I'm not...
don't say that till we check the lost item.
Yeah, I mean, what I wanted to...
You didn't set the fly point either for Elite 4.
That's what I was gone about. Not an immediate progress in Victory Road, and yeah, nothing there.
Okay. There was, as I was saying, there was nothing in Victory Road.
Which not setting the fly point could be maybe a slight mistake. The Mewtwo had probably not too much trouble getting through the rival at this point. And we do have both checks of E4 available, so yeah, we do have Sabrina, we do have Route 25 for now, that and for the item, and Misty. Oh no, we have the entire thing even with cuts, so we do have a few more checks available still, but
Alright, and Sabrina gives us an antidote. Okay, Ben's gonna go and do the Dark Cave. And it looks like Giddie's heading towards the ice path.
Sure, we still have that, so. And we did now find Plain Badge, so if we find Strength in here, we can just go straight through. Usually I would prefer to find Strength before this, but we have seen it either Strength or Plain Badge being over here so many times in this tournament. You cannot just hold off on this forever. I'm not sure if I like this decision from Ben in this case. You do have a full Mount Mortar section available to you, and your Mewtwo is high enough in level to just avoid that, or just repel everything in there. There's really no good reason to put it off again for these out-of-the-way checks.
Another good TM. There's Strength, though.
Which means we won't find Flash over here after the next check. This one last check could be still Flash. That would potentially point Giddie towards just going towards that. But nope, just a bite TM. Which would have also been really good early on for the Mewtwo, but no access to it.
Alright, now it looks like Giddie's fighting Erica. So we're probably going to see Flash on Erica or Surge.
It could be on 25.
Oh, and there's the secret potion.
We did get cut access, so Power Plant is absolutely in logic without Flash. So everything up on Route 25 could also have Flash. But yeah, it does not look like we would exactly need to go there. There's no badge up there too. Because yeah. With Strength, we now have access to Blackthorn. We do have all access all the way to Claire. So yeah,
Yes, but of course, Giddie hasn't found the Strength HM yet, and Ben hasn't found the Plane Badge yet.
Yeah. Ben still needs to do Mount Mortar at some point, which hopefully is going up next. This looks like Route 25 or... Okay,
I think he's just, doing the hidden item.
I always forget that you just can get this item very quickly.
And he might be intending to do Nugget Bridge.
Oh, he is.
Oh. Didn't even check the hidden item slot.
Yeah, he will do that together with Misty. Yeah, I don't know what it is, why Ben is just avoiding these high item locations. I mean, yes, he did struggle early on with the Mewtwo, so you can probably think that he's reasonably behind, but yeah, then just doing all of the out-of-the-way checks and ignoring the blatantly dense checks where progression is just as likely to be isn't really the way to approach this, I'd say.
I wonder if he knows he has Waterfall. Is it possible that he doesn't know that he can go to the Waterfall areas? Because that would explain it. As we get the mystery egg off of Erica.
Interesting. It would explain it, but he also put off the rocket hideout for now. I'm not sure if... I mean, Waterfall was in the location where you could reasonably wonder if it is in Logic yet. Given that we found it with Rock Smash while not having Squirt Bottle, but the Squirt Bottle came in the hideout, so... I mean, you definitely can make the mistake of forgetting about that, but Waterfall was actually just plainly available there pretty soon after.
Alright, so there was nothing on the mystery egg check. And looks like Giddie's going to go and check the pharmacy now.
Yeah, I mean...
oops. It's a swimmer.
I mean, for Giddie, we're going down in potential options. So we still have Surge, we do have a Route 25, but going through Rock Tunnel is not in Logic yet for him. We don't really have much other access to the map. Giddie did not take the E4 fly point, so doing that is out of the question. So this is yeah, it's coming down to single one-off checks for Giddie at this point and Route 25, which he would want to do power plant for probably to get the Misty in there with that. Now, given that he has cut, it wouldn't be too terrible of an option. And if you do that, you are going through Rock Tunnel, even if it's not in Logic, simply because there are 5 items to get alongside your path. But yeah, Giddie seems to want to stay in Logic for as hard as he can. Which
heading to Surge now. So we'll see. Maybe Surge gives the expansion card.
Yeah, would be a good one. And yeah, I don't think Giddie should be staying as aggressively in Logic there. Oops, booming P2. Could be scary if it gets a bit higher level. We do have a Bubble Beam TM here as the fabulous prize. Ben not saving before it, so has to fight this guy.
I think he's just committed to getting as much XP as he can.
Maybe. Nothing on Surge.
Alright, nothing from Surge. Ben triggers Misty. Of course, he can't check the cut item here. And it looks like he's going to go fight Misty. Giddie is trying to work out where to go next. He's heading to Lavender.
This is the power plant. There's Flash. So
Excellent.
it was locked behind going to the power plant. Which should Benreddrock that cut is available somewhere, because this would not be in logic otherwise. And that hopefully lets Ben remember about the waterfall section, because he needs to go there soon. Or he is just not getting anywhere in this. He do needs cut for the plane badge. And for that he needs to do all of the waterfall section, then all of basement, and then do 10 tower. And hold chamber.
And there's nothing on Misty.
Back to Violet. This might actually be that Ben just does not know he has access to waterfall.
As Giddie gets the secret potion.
Ben is now going to check the flash chamber. He does have it available. Okay.
This will be our first look at this chamber.
We're getting told that Ben has it marked on his tracker, so it should be known to him that it's available. I don't know. I mean, the motor section also takes a time, so wanting to avoid that can be reasonable. We do have the red scale in the flash chamber.
You do indeed.
But yeah. Like, there are just so many items, you're missing still so much stuff of putting off stuff like this this early on. Does not really feel that good of an idea.
So Giddie picking up Flash now. Has strength and Flash.
Going to
and he's going to Ecruteak.
I mean, we did now find strength, so we can check the last item in Burn Tower. We also could decide to go do the Waterstone chamber and the Flash chamber now that we found that. We could just decide to go over to Blackthorn, which probably should be very high on Giddie's priority list.
Yeah, I'm expecting the chambers and then Blackthorn. Looks like that's what he's doing.
I mean,
and the red scale gives us another escape rope.
You could do these both of these sets of checks in either order. You could just go to Blackthorn first. Alright,
I think Ben's finally heading to Mortar.
Yeah. It almost has to be his last location at this point, which I don't know.
I can't think of anything else for him to do. Okay, Aeroblast, that's a good move. So the TMs are slowly improving.
Yep.
Alright, our last ruin chamber.
Still missing 6 badges and the poke gear part. Oh,
There's
there
the
we
Earth
have one.
badge.
And picking up the
Okay,
basement.
the all-important basement key for Ben is collected.
Red scale for Giddie. Probably will be turning that in real quick. He has been very throughout.
Yep, that's what he's doing.
And then most likely going to Blackthorn after this. Going through Ice Path, get all the items there, the items in Dark Cave and 45, everything now in Logic. Probably not wanting to do Claire at this point. We don't have either part of Whirlpool access yet, and there would be only 2 items behind that. And we did need the basement already, so Radio Card had its use up until here. Don't have pressing reason to expect there be something behind Claire right now. But yeah, going through Ice Path on Route 45 would probably give us some more map access, or at least a few more remaining badges. I do expect the expansion card to turn up soon here. I mean, without Whirlpool or Glacier Badge, we really don't have too much of the map left. I mean, there's Chuck still, now that we have Strength.
Yeah, this is true. Giddie can do Chuck.
So
We find another
TM.
Bubble Beam TM.
Yeah, TM47 is twice out there. All these moves that we would have liked way earlier with this Mewtwo, and don't really help anymore.
And Giddie found the Pokedex.
Yep. A debuff to his menu. And there's no real need to dex the Mewtwo. We already have it. Can he force troubles at the end there? But yeah, nothing important here in Ice Path. So 7 more easy checks over here. And then what?
I would think maybe Chuck.
Chuck seems probably like the best option so far. Giddie has been to the power plant now, so his Route 25 is set up to be done in completion, which could be the other thing. You probably would want to do Chuck first though, since it's just a bit faster for the same amount of items.
Yeah. Well, we have seen Ben do Route 25 already for nothing. Oh, but the cut item, we haven't seen
Yeah, the
that.
cut items over there.
And
obviously Giddie has no way of knowing that there's nothing up there on the Fabulous Prize or Misty. So there's the
Rainbow Wing. Crucial for Ben.
One left on 45 here. Nope. Okay, yeah. Probably go to Chuck.
Yeah, looks like he's heading to Chuck. He might also be doing the secret potion check. Yes, he is.
Yeah. It's pretty quick to get back up there. It's 2 items in there, so yep, reasonable to do. We do have flash now, so we know it's on logic. So there's really no reason to not do it. Defiant won't be a problem at all at this point. Then Centaur will be finding Cut, and if he does go to Chamber next, the Hive Badge.
I think the Earth Badge is in here as well, if I recall.
The Earth Badge was in Waterstone Chamber. Boulder Badge could be in here.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah. Probably mixing those two up.
Alright, just a revive on the Secret Potion and an Ultra Ball. But there are Ultra Balls everywhere. And we see the Pokédex make an appearance.
Five fights for 3 checks.
Chad asks a very good question. How many Ultra Balls are in the item pool? I do not know.
I wanna say it's 12. I somewhat remember there some earlier meme about wanting to collect all 12 Ultra Balls, and if you did that, you won a seat 2 instead of fighting red. I think that is true for the extreme settings. In crazy, there might actually be even more in there. And I want to say for this current stage, for the current settings, we do have 12 Ultra Balls in there.
Ben took a wrong turning in the Tin Tower.
Easier to make this mistake than you would think. The starting of that section just
is indeed the Boulder Badge.
So similar.
And Cut.
Cut. Well, Giddie already done with Chuck
and
gets
the Glacier badge on Chuck. Is his wife going to give us the Whirlpool HM?
Nope.
Well, he gave us its move.
Yeah. Constrict just fitting in with a lot of the other moves that we got early on. Then getting his all-important splash TM. Yeah, looks like
Giddie's going to head up to Route 25 now.
Yeah, I mean, Giddie really doesn't have much else left at this point. I think it's really only this and E4.
So we're hoping that Whirlpool HM is on the Cut item.
Which is the only check that we haven't seen up here so far. So, yep. Really hope that either that or expansion card is up here, because if not, then we do have an E4 required seat, and Giddie's probably very sad about not having the fly point.
This is true. If the Whirlpool HM is up on the Cut item, then Giddie might avoid doing the Misty fight altogether, but he'll probably fight Misty when he gets access to it anyway, just in case.
Misty at this point is just a single fight at that point, so you probably would do it. And no, as I see the question chat, we actually do have Claire still available, so the 2 items in there are a valid option to go for. So E4 would be a 50-50 at that point, actually. And I think you would probably do Claire at that point anyway for Giddie, because you really cannot avoid it. You now have the Glacier badge, so Whirlpool being in Dragon's Den wouldn't have been the first time we see that this tournament. Yeah, we really have seen pretty much everything else. We did see Erica? Did we see Erica?
We did see Erica. Erica gave us the lost item, which was nothing.
Right. Yeah, so we did see Erica, we did see Surge, we did see Sabrina. We did see Misty already from Benreddrock. Janine was obviously done because Plain Bitch was right next to it.
Yeah, I think we've seen all the Kanto checks outside of West Kanto.
We have seen everything in Johto up until this point except for Claire. Oh yeah.
And yeah, we just haven't seen the cut item on Route 25.
So it comes down to either that, 2 items on Claire, or the 2 items behind E4. Which, oh boy, would that be a nice opening to our last day of the first stage here, to just get a Morty required and E4 required seed. Because we can 100% say this was absolutely Morty required, and there's nothing up on Route 25.
It's Mega Punch. Okay, Ben picked up the Hive badge, so he does now have access to the cut checks.
Yeah. Has the Fuchsia Fly Point already, so there won't be too much trouble for him to get the Plain badge. And then he's almost caught up.
He will find something up here behind the Lake of Rage.
Yep. Will be his radio card. And what Giddie is going to do Misty, because he didn't really get anything out of it. So yeah. Claire or E4. Pick your poison. 2 checks for both. The big problem with E4 is Giddie does not have the fly point, so he would have to take the waterfall path up there. At that point, you're probably just going to do Claire first, because you're still missing 4 badges and the expansion card. So whatever you find will probably at some point lead you to find Whirlpool, and then the last 3 items in Dragon's Den become available too. Putting an elixir on there, this is probably clear, yep. If you were going E4, you did not really need to elixir right then and there. You could have taken a PC heal or a center heal at the Indigo Plateau.
Funny Frogsy, no, Misty did not have anything. We already knew Ben had already fought Misty, that there was nothing there, but we did wonder if the cut item was something. But it isn't. Giddie has now entered into Claire's gym. So we will find out very soon if there is anything to be found here, whereas Ben still has a lot of cut checks to do, one of which I think will give him the plain badge.
That was the Route 15 cut check next to Fuchsia.
And naming the rival Giddie.
To do the Rising Badge tech now. Ben is heading up towards Victory Road. doing the total fault check outside first. I do wonder if Ben is going to take the E4 fly point here, or even just barrel straight into E4, given how much he did out of the way checks already. Mewtwo should be able to handle that.
It does, yeah, it does feel like this could be an Elite Four play. Happy 2 hours.
It certainly does become around the time where you start considering E4 maybe. Given that Ben did not find the plane badge yet and not the expansion card yet, his access to the map at this point is quite limited. Obviously,
Oh,
we
and he
know
hits
that
this trainer.
Obviously, we know that there are some cut checks left. He did not fight Erika. And,
But it's a very easy trainer to hit. He just sort of sees an arbitrary number of spaces in front of himself. If you don't surf quickly enough, he'll spot you. Alright, and Giddie's defeated Claire.
So one more fight, then we do have 2 checks available to us.
Shoutouts to the true final gym leader of Johto. This random guy in the cave.
Yep.
And it's the expansion card. Is there something else in here? Oh, we get an encounter. It's the Nidoking again!
It really wants to remind Giddie that it was the better starting main. But at this point, unfortunately, Mewtwo has taken it. There's a mineral badge, too.
It's a very high value play. 2 key items before the Whirlpools.
Yeah, which now makes it only 3 badges left to find, which could reasonably be in West Kanto.
Still no Whirlpool, but honestly, Giddie will actually hope not to find the Whirlpool HM. Because if he never finds it, then he won't need to go to Whirl Islands.
I mean, Whirl Islands itself is not that terrible. We have Flash, and Whirl has actually a decent amount of checks, so there can be... Oh, that's an interesting level 50. Elente. But we do have a Mewtwo. But, yeah,
yes,
I mean,
but if it's not required, you would rather never find it.
Yeah, but again, you still need to find 3 badges, and we don't have too many checks left up here. So, do you really want to fight Blaine or Blue, or would you rather go to find more badges in Whirl Islands? Also,
I would rather do the checks that give me the key items.
Yeah.
So if there's nothing in Whirl Islands, you don't want to go there.
But it's actually way more likely to be something be in Whirl Islands than not. So
yes,
you're
of course.
Probably more happy to see Whirlpool. Given that you already have done Claire and needed to do so, if Whirlpool is behind us, then you have 3 somewhat quick checks in there now too, without any additional fighting needed.
Alright, the old man in Pewter City gives us an Ultra Ball. Of course he does.
And going
Giddie's heading straight into Brock.
Yeah, I mean, given that we really don't have anything else left aside from Brock, Route 4, Blaine, and Blue, because that's the only checks that we got out of the expansion card that we have not seen yet. Well, no, there's one more. There's the 3-meter guy in Erdin, I guess. So we have that too. But yeah, there's no point in not doing Brock at this point, where we have already. done everything else. Brock is just so quick of a checks anyway. You might want to hold off on Route 4 to go the other direction first, simply because those checks are quicker in comparison. But like that's the only thing. And Ben is taking the fly point at least. Nothing on Brock.
He is indeed. He hasn't even checked all the items in there yet.
And
but he's box healing the Mewtwo. It looks a lot like the E4 play.
Well, I mean, it was poisoned, so you wanted to heal it anyway. So might as well while you're up here. Selling his escape ropes? I mean, we do have Dig.
Alright, card item. Is Giddie going to head up to Elite 4 now?
Nah, Giddie is doing Blaine and Blue first. You do need to go to Pallet Town anyway for the fly point. You might as well do this. And then while you're down there, you can also just go to Blaine. It's a really quick check with one fight for one item. And it's 20% of what's left anyway, so might as well do it. You set up Blue on the way, so you can do that afterwards. The Mewtwo is strong enough to handle Blue without too much trouble. So that's also a quicker check to do. Really no reason to not to at this point. So the big question would be, are you actually going to full clear and do Route 4 before you go E4?
Okay, I didn't think Ben had done every item check in Victory Road, but he's flown away, so maybe he had done. He's not doing E4 yet, but he did set the fly point, which Giddie didn't do. So, Giddie now taking on the Blaine fight. Ben's going to head up and do the secret potion check.
I mean, for Giddie, he does now have the quicker way back to E4 thanks to having the expansion card, so not having the fly point is not as bad anymore for him. Yeah. Benreddrock definitely has the option to pull the trigger on E4 comparatively earlier. And nothing on Blaine. So yeah, 50-50. 2 checks outside E4, 2 checks behind E4.
Two fights starting simultaneously. Jasmine and Blue.
Setting up a special for good measures. Oh, even 2, that's maybe a bit excessive. Well, 3 is probably excessive. You know, then you can be sure that there won't be anything giving you any problems. Low kick? Nope. You could have used it earlier, would have been a bit better than Oak Smash, I guess. But not doing much for us.
Okay. So Ben's still missing this plain badge. Ah, he's going to head and find it now. No, wait, this is Route 12.
Yeah.
It's down near Janine. Okay,
And
Blue gives us
Blue.
the Rage TM. Probably how Giddie feels, getting nothing for the Blue fight.
Yeah. And given that there are only 3 checks left for him to do, and yep, Giddie is going to full clear this. So we will be seeing Route 4. So one of the 4s is important. But is this the route or is it the E? Benreddrock going back for the quad check on Route 25. third now. Okay, no. There's Route 15, so Ben will be finding his plain badge, which will prompt him to go over to Blackthorn to find nothing in there, and then has to decide if he wants to fight Claire or not. Which we know is necessary, but it might not be strictly needed to do so before E4.
There's the plain badge.
So one last fight for Giddie, and then we will know if we do need to do E4 or not. Because if this is a badge, yep, then we have to go E4. If this is Whirlpool or Machine Part, we do have more checks. If this is nothing of those, well, then E4 it is. It's the Silver Wing.
It's the Silver Wing.
Yep, this is this is definitely one of the nothings of that. So yep, E4 it is.
Friendly reminder to everyone watching: it's 2 in the morning here.
Oh, sounds like fun. Yeah. Here we are. E4 it is. I mean, luckily for our runners, for Giddie, it's way into the afternoon. For Benreddrock, it's probably somewhat around the earlier morning still. Maybe approaching noon. Not sure where exactly in the States Ben is from, but I guess he would probably be more towards the eastern side, given this timing of this race.
I'm in Australia, Frogsy. I'm on the east coast of Australia.
We do have a few runners
Giddie.
down under, so
There's the Earth badge for Ben.
Yeah. Still needs to do Chuck for Glacier.
Alright, he's heading straight to Chuck. Good play, good play. What on earth gave that away, Mathlin?
Giddie just casually walking through E4, not much happening here.
Mathlin, the word I query in your sentence there is choice. What makes you think I had a choice?
I mean, that's a good question that our runners are also asking themselves right now, probably. Or at least Giddie is. And I mean, to be fair, Giddie really does not have a choice but to do this, because for all we know, this is the very last checks he has available. Yeah. Choices are an interesting concept that doesn't really apply at this point, probably.
Yes, Kangaroo Jack did hit all of the most important points. If you've seen Kangaroo Jack and Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, you're pretty much there.
One last member of the E4 left for Giddie, then the champ, and then we will know if we have to go to Elm, or if we even have to go all the way over to the Tin Tower again for the Rainbow Wing check. And the race won't be over by then because we're still missing 3 badges. So yeah, one of those 2 items has to be either machine part, which then probably leads to, or it needs to just be straight up Whirlpool. Because yeah, it's. I mean, technically it could be that we get the machine part and all the checks with the machine part amount to enough checks for 3 remaining badges. But it's not likely. Given that Whirlpool would just add World Islands and Dragon's Den for about 10 more checks, it's probably safe to assume that that will be one of the 2 items coming up. And Giddie done with the champ, so now just wait until the save in the Hall of Fame was made, not reset too early, that could be very, very bad.
I mean, Frogsy, some people have thought of it, but after the Great Emu War, most people don't want to get into another conflict that we don't know if we can win.
There's a soul badge, so okay, 2 more needed, but we only have 1 check left. So if my numbers are correct, we do have a slight problem there. We most likely won't see a badge. Okay, is it the machine part or will it be Whirlpool? Oh, there it is. Giddie going back into Claire first. Finish out the den.
Alright, here's my prediction. Nothing in the den. The only item in the cave, in the World Islands, is the machine part.
Wouldn't be unreasonable. And we will be finding out soon.
Ben had a little trouble with the sliding ice puzzle there.
Yeah. Messed up his initial movement. So
Giddie's gonna do the Facebook quiz.
okay. Then check number 1. Has the Cascade badge. Okay.
We are 1 away from go mode.
1 clear? Not 2 for 2. 1 check left here in the den to find the Marsh badge. Nope. Slight hope as the item ball was vanishing, but that was just a full heal. And we go Whirl Islands. Because we don't have a choice.
Like I said, you hope you don't see it. Where are we on the scale of jet seed to literally impossible seed? This is basically a 100% seed.
I mean,
obviously,
just to
runners can... Sorry, go ahead.
No, just to give some comparison, the fastest seed of the tournament was 50 minutes faster than this at this point, and they're not done yet. The slowest of the tournament seed still has half an hour to go, so we are towards the upper end. Not as terrible as this could have been, given that we found Fly reasonably early.
We did. We got Fly very early, and we've had, we've had the Mewtwo as a main through the whole thing, so there's not been any time spent, main switching. Obviously, the Mewtwo took some time to get a good moveset going. But, we found our mains pretty quickly, and the runners have always had plenty of checks open to them. But because Elite Four was required, runners will usually leave that until they've done everything else.
Yeah.
If you make the play of going for Elite Four early, it's generally because you feel like you're behind.
Yeah. And you have to consider this was either go into Claire without being able to check everything into Den to find the expansion card there and distract you, or just do E4 before all of that and find Whirlpool there. There's the Marsh badge. So
and we're in go mode, 2 hours and 21 minutes in.
Yep. It's absolutely still a decent time considering that Giddie literally did full clear this.
Yeah, it's not quite a full clear because we never handed in the machine part. We didn't have to do every check in Whirl Islands, but at the same time we had, all of the kind of fetch quest check-in things were nothing. The secret potion was really out of the way. The rocket tower had nothing other than the basement key giving us a progression item. So a lot of things were set up to take as long as humanly possible.
I mean, we really just didn't do the 3 items locked behind machine part, and I want to say 3 items at most that are left in Whirl. Also, we did check about half of what was in there before finding the badge. So it's really not that much left, and Giddie was
two key items in Dragon's Den before the Whirlpool that you're pretty much going to have to find before you do Elite Four.
Yeah, and there was badge even after, so you had to return after E4 still, which in theory you could have done E4 and just completed the Den in one go. There was nothing necessary in there before doing E4.
Yeah, Morty also required.
Yep. No way around that.
And Ben is 2.5 hours in and still hasn't got the radio working, so it's been rough.
Yeah, we have to say Ben definitely did struggle more getting this Mewtwo started. In part because of some of his decisions to go to some harder stuff earlier. I want to also say his moveset choices were not as good as Giddie did.
Yeah, I feel like Ben felt he was behind early because of his trouble with Faulkner, so I think he was trying to make a big play to get an advantage, but skipping Mortar unfortunately punished him badly. And fighting Janine early definitely cost him some time because he did go very underleveled to that fight and died to it a couple of times. And GG Giddie!
Just not too much trouble on red, given this Mewtwo. Finishing with a time of 2 hours, 24 minutes and 32 seconds. GG.
GG, and I think Ben's going to forfeit.
Well, he at least recognized that Giddie was done. And we do have him for an interview
he's
here.
playing it out.
So,
Congratulations, Giddie.
Thank you. Wow.
It was a hard-earned win.
That was something.
Zero special Mewtwo. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's
zero special.
It's Mewtwo. The moveset though at the start. Wow.
Yes,
Well,
we were commenting on the moveset and on all of the TMs that were being picked up.
Mm-hmm.
It tried to learn Sweet Scent on level up. It tried to learn Protect on level up.
Yeah, and then 33 was the golden level.
Yeah, then it learned Thunderbolt, and I took back everything I said.
But I mean, given that initial moveset, how sad were you that the Nidoking just wanted to be catched?
Yeah, I know.
That was good.
I mean, Furious Vibes was working, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
It was funny. It was funny.
And then Dizzy Punch came in to bridge
Yeah.
up until the...
Have you also noticed the crits on my Mewtwo? It was just... The Dizzy Punch just crit every time. It was insane.
Alright. Ben is just now waking up the Snorlax. So Ben struggled more with his Mewtwo on the Faulkner fight and the Sprout Tower. He wired out and found himself back at the top of Sprout Tower at one point, so just had little things like that sort of set him back a bit. And then he just didn't check the waterfall checks in Mount Mortar until he had run out of basically everything else. So that really slowed him down.
was also a bit to the fact that Ben early on did decide to teach Rock Smash to the Mewtwo for coverage, and kinda kept his moveset around that a bit, which definitely gave him more trouble than was necessary.
He also went and did Janine really early, so he was under-leveled by like 15 levels when he went and did it.
That was rough, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so
whoa.
he definitely spent about 5 minutes on that fight, whereas you just, clean swept it easily by the time
I
you
was
got
happy
there.
I didn't go there. I was really happy on that one.
Yeah, you took a very clean route. You went straight through Kanto into North Johto and did all the things and found all the progression and never really had much trouble. And Ben, I think, was trying to catch up by making a sort of ambitious play.
Which one?
Just doing Janine early, doing all those things, trying to pick something that you wouldn't do and hoping to get an advantage from it, but none of it paid off.
Yeah, we saw an earlier 25 from him without cuts. He did went into a rock tunnel without flash earlier than you prepare for that. So he had strength earlier, but without cut from the waterfall into basement into Tin Tower section.
When did Ben put waterfall on Mewtwo?
As soon as he got it, same as you.
Yeah,
I just did it before I got served, basically.
we both did.
Yeah, you both did.
Yeah,
I mean,
I didn't even want to get it off.
I mean, it is the golden rule of teaching waterfall. If you do, you find surf in the next 5 checks, and it did hold true in the end. But the Mewtwo needed waterfall at that point way more. You could not hold off onto surf, even if you would know that it would come reasonably soon.
Yeah, it would have been rough.
And I mean, Mewtwo is maybe the Pokemon that can just use waterfall and pretend it's surf, and nobody would probably notice it.
Yeah.
I mean, if a Mewtwo tells me something, I'm not going to argue with it. Whatever you say, sir.
Yeah.
Did you give much thought to getting the fly point in Victory Road the first time you went there?
Yeah, I was tempted. Because at first I thought Flash could be there, you know? It was weird. And then Flash popped up in the gym and I was like, what? Whirlpool could still be there. And then it actually was.
Yep.
Because I completely forgot that you can use Cut to get to the machine part guy. Yeah. I completely forgot it.
Yeah.
I was gonna... Originally I thought, I was like, okay, I'll do e4 for flash, but then I'm like, yeah, I can also do it in the dark, you know?
I mean, by that point, I don't think you had cut still, so getting the e4 fly point, just in the case that this would be your West Canto exit, would have probably been a good idea, too. But, well, no, I think you had cut at that point, but still.
Oh, poor Ben.
You didn't have the expansion card, so... I don't know, I don't remember quite as much. But,
started
definitely.
off so slow, otherwise I was like, oh, is this with hiddens or something, you know? At one point. Picked up a few. Yeah, nothing was in.
We also did see Ben pick up a few, but no, this was still just on...
maybe he thinks it's the same, you know?
Still just an extreme, but yeah.
That's
what e4 do for you.
Be right back.
Going to fight Brock here.
So yeah, very good demonstration of the power of Mewtwo. It had 0 special, and you really wouldn't have known.
I mean, you might have known at some points there. I think there was the Dugong that lived a Thunderbolt on 1, where you could maybe infer, well, a higher DV Mewtwo probably should have killed that if you are familiar enough with the damage calculations, which I am definitely not, so I would have known, but there might be people that actually could have. Yeah, for the most part, probably you won't notice it.
Alright, so Ben has done Blaine and he's fought Brock. He's flying to Vermilion now. Okay, he's gonna go fight Surge. He hasn't done this yet.
Checking just in case, but yeah, we do have still some time here, so
yeah, we'll let Ben play this out as much as he can,
or as much as he wants to. Really, I'm not sure if you are really wanting to complete e4 at this point, given how long this goes.
If he gets to the point where he knows that he has to do e4, he might just call it, but. We shall see. And yeah, it was a pretty straightforward seed in terms of the progression all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, you had the obvious big sets of checks at one at a time, really. We needed a bit to get to the past because Mewtwo struggled at the beginning, but from there we had just a way into West Kanto with the quick checks. West Johto, I mean, or North Johto, rather. Then we had the hideout. Then we had Mount Mortar, which then eventually gave us access to strength, and that eventually led us to be able to go into West Kanto, only to find out that we need to do e4 anyway.
Yes, it was a bit of a tease seed. Also, we got the benefit as commentators of seeing different stuff at once, because Ben went in different directions to Giddie.
Ben, you don't need to fight both of them. I mean, getting experience is nice, but this Mewtwo don't need that much of it anymore.
Yeah, I do feel like Ben has done a lot of optional fights. He fought the fabulous prize trainer. I think he hit the optional on the SS Aqua.
Yeah.
These are things that do add up to a lot of time loss. As you gain more experience, you avoid them naturally. And
the experience you get out of a few of these optional fights really won't matter too much in the end. They maybe barely make up half or one level, which at the end can sometimes make a difference, but most of the time really won't pay off enough to justify the time investment you needed to do. I'll do this.
And
this
just
Entei.
waterfall the Entei. Maybe he doesn't have waterfall PP.
That's also a point that came up a few times, especially in the beginning. Nope, he still has some for Benreddrock, but his PP management wasn't optimal points. So and there's the mystery egg.
Yeah. That is the thing about these hundo seeds. It never really comes down to, a lucky play or a sort of a brilliant kind of guess. Generally, both runners will do everything, and it comes down to whose execution is cleaner.
I mean, there's some variance to it. You definitely could have pulled the trigger on D4 earlier if you were feeling adventurous. And some runners will do that instead of fighting things like Chuck or Erika at times. So we could have reasonably just skipped some of the time things here, but yeah. Just overall, Giddie play just so smooth and clean that all these additional things and inefficient decisions or managing of Benreddrock definitely add up a lot here in this case. Since Ben is apparently also just full clearing.
Yeah, and it comes with experience. There's a hell of a lot to learn in this game.
For example,
such as the layout of the warps in Sabrina's gym.
And once you get lost, because you usually just do the pattern and once you're off of that, you don't really know how to fix it. Back at the start, at least. Down, down, left, not up. Oh, he got there.
First try. But yeah, every area in this game has different things to learn. There's a lot of routing and movement to learn, a lot of item locations to learn.
Again here, making the mistake of going in without PP here. Now it's probably not too terrible here. Slash bomb voltage is fine, but yeah. This situation where you should have just elixired at some point before the fight is showing, and Ben taking the long way back. But as long as he knows his way, which worked in the end, it's okay.
But yeah, it's a hell of a lot to think about. When you're thinking about routing decisions, which areas you're going to check, what's in logic, what's not in logic, what you found, what you haven't found, what your opponent might be doing, what Pokemon you should be maining, what move you should be teaching it, how much PP you've got left, what your items are, how much money you've got.
There's a lot of little things where you can save or lose some time, and really a lot to learn if you want to compete at the higher levels here. So,
Yeah. The people that are often expected to do well in these tournaments are ones who have done hundreds or thousands of these.
Which is true for pretty much everything you do, for each hobby you take, or each game that you play, each competition you enter, that will generally hold true. And yeah, Giddie is definitely one of the experienced runners, so I want to say this kind of just was showing up throughout this race for this particular seed.
Yeah, and making it to 2 and 4 is still very good. I'm not sure how close any of his losses were, but they can come down to one bad check or even a crit. I saw a race earlier where someone got crit by Red's ace after setting up on it and allowed the other person to catch up and overtake them.
These things happen.
It can come right down to that.
Yeah, I lost at least one by I took a different route. That's the other route that he took was better.
Yeah, it can just come down to that. As we see, Ben is gonna head to the Route 4.
Yep. In the end, it's always just faster to go where the items are. It's that simple. So yeah, if your opponent does it better than you,
getting the encounter there, not having a rappel up, all the little things.
Yeah.
But full credit to Ben for playing the seed out. Obviously, he hits the other optional.
That's some other thing. The optional movement and pathing you have to take to avoid them. That's definitely has a lot of nuance to it. And if you mess up some movement, how to avoid getting caught by optionals is also something that only comes with experience. And it's also not that easy to have the concentration for that almost 3 hours into a seed at some point anyway, so mental fatigue can also come into play at some point.
Exactly. Of course, when you're doing bingo runs, hitting optionals can have the benefit where you can get info about a Pokemon that your opponent doesn't see. But yeah, in full item, you don't want to hit the optionals, you just want to get those item checks as quickly as you can.
Yep.
But yeah, Ben's going to do this Route 4 check, and then I don't think he's got anything left but E4.
I don't think so either. We have seen pretty much anything left at this point.
Even things like when he was looking at the TMs in the market, it was quite, meticulous going through reading each one. That's a thing you learn to scan more quickly as you go. Being able to judge the TMs at a glance.
Yep, there are some certain keywords you're looking out for. There's a spreadsheet out there where all the descriptions for the TMs have been listed, so you can always look that up. But yeah, finding Silverwing here. It looks like he wants to play it out completely.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well.
And I feel like I've seen him box heal 3 or 4 times. I don't think Giddie box healed at any point. Just better management of health resources and healing items.
I mean, knowing you are able to take these box heals without losing time is also something good to know, because you not always have the luxury of resources available. And Sometimes you would need to put an elixir on and then take a full restore and potion and maybe no, I don't know, take a revive for something else, and might as well just use the box for that at some point while you are close to one anyway. Knowing when to route and stuff like the boat or the hideout where you get free heals can be something that can save you a box heal or using some resources when you are able to put them into a route very well. A lot of nuance to that as well.
Yeah, I certainly found after I had done races for a while, and of course I say that now having not done races in a long time, I would be super rusty and making tons of mistakes. But I did find after I had played for a while that you do start to gain that holistic view of the whole game as you're playing it. You start to be able to keep track of everything at once, and it all starts to feel like one picture and not just lots of separate things to keep track of. And that's when you know that it's starting to click in your brain.
Getting the feeling for how many items are where, that take you how much amount, which amount of time, and then to be able to make decision on that pretty quickly instead of having to deliberate about them, because you have the experience for that already. That's definitely.
Yeah, just in terms of like inventory management, especially in bingos, when you find yourself starting to make really clever choices about how to route things to complete the bingo tasks, because you can keep track of all the different stuff in your head, that's a really satisfying feeling.
It's a bit different between those two, given that they have different requirements. For bingo, it's stuff like getting information about Pokemon and Pokemon locations, where to catch them in your moveset. Preferences kind of change a bit between the first part where you just want to get access to the map and towards fly, probably most of the time, and between the part where you clean up and want to catch, where you want to have stuff like Sweet Send and Force Swipe available if possible. In Item Rando, it's much more about just finding solid moves to get around early on, and then find stronger moves towards late game, find your main at some point, but there's much more of item check component to it compared to getting around Pokemons and catching stuff. There's a slight difference of approach there, but in the end, for both, once you get the experience, the stuff comes together more naturally to you. It's just a feeling, I agree.
Yeah, it all starts to click all at once. And Ben's gonna wrap up the Elite Four here and be on his way to Whirl Islands in a minute.
Take a look at the Mewtwo in the Hall of Fame. Why not?
Mewtwo's earned it.
Yeah. And I mean, Benreddrock also showed some awareness throughout the seed already. He taught Rock Smash to Mewtwo, but once he picked up Waterfall, he immediately taught that over Rock Smash, since he knew he did not need Rock Smash anymore at that point.
Oh yeah, Ben's done really, really well, and I want to be very clear. We're not knocking him or any of the runners in the game. But it is interesting to look at different players at different levels and identify what it is that sets the good from the great, and all the little optimizations that start to shave a lot of time off runs.
Ben
And this has
fine.
been a rough seed for anyone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Giddie being able to finish this in below 2.5 hours is an impressive time. No, that's definitely not an easy
Yeah,
feat to do.
definitely. He made it look much less torturous than it actually was.
And you can obviously say, well, he had a Mewtwo to do so, but
It does make
then
a difference.
yeah, but then you didn't watch the start of the race because yeah, not everyone would have done this well with this Mewtwo. It always sounds easy to say, well, Mewtwo is just so strong.
The Mewtwo was definitely an investment.
Yeah. Like we really had no moves to go with along with it until shortly before Azalea.
Yeah, it had 4 5 PP moves when we got it, and then it tried to learn Sweet Scent and Protect.
I wanted to nickname it as well. I was so close to nicknaming it Moves Please or something.
It would have been appropriate.
Alright, Ben passed the quiz.
There's a Cascade badge. One last badge to find. We know it's over in Wall Island. But you will have to check this item once you check the first one as well. Ben will most likely check the last item in here because there's no reason not to at this point. Could have picked up the hidden item here. And yeah, also should know that the last badge will be over in Wall Island, or he will be finding the machine part leading to it. And we know it's the first of those 2 cases.
As we approach the 3-hour mark, I am commentating another race in 7 hours.
Oh. Yeah, if you want to take your leave, feel free to do so.
No, I'll sit it out. He's nearly done. Assuming he knows his way around the islands.
Yeah, just taking the scenic route here. He will be getting to where he needs to be. He could have come through the middle, but that would have required you to get past some spinners that have some tight movement to it if you want to just go straight to. It's not too hard to do that movement, but it might still feel a bit uncomfortable if you don't know that you are safe with your movement.
You gotta skip the one item in Lugia.
Might be saving that till last.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have the Silver Wing, so we could have checked out the Lugia if we wanted to.
Main switch!
I mean, for all we know, this might be a level 60 Mewtwo there. And it still should have Thunderbolt at that point. So we now could teach it Surf.
I don't mind going real fast, checking it.
Yeah, sure,
Big
if you want to.
Ben's looking at the router, the map.
Yeah. I mean,
Did notice a few pauses. One very early in the game, I thought his stream had frozen, but I think he was just looking at a guide.
Yep. There's the Marsh badge.
There's the Marsh badge. We're in go mode.
Yeah, I mean, Wall Island's definitely not the easiest location to get to navigate through the first few times. It kind of feels a bit confusing, but once you know the path, you have to take and done it a few times, it does become easier, at least for Flash.
Yeah, those are the areas that I know that I'll be rustiest on when I start doing runs again. Mortar and Tin Tower and Whirl Islands.
I want to say Mordred does not feel as bad because it's pretty much just linear paths. It's more about just not forgetting about an item check in there, I guess. But wall items, you have a bit of movement around. Stream is slightly delayed, but sounded like Giddie was on there and found something at least noticeable.
Incredible.
We will see in about 20 seconds, I guess. And flashing in Mount Silver, showing off his darkroom navigation there.
Nicely done, Ben. Alright, and the Lugia is an
That's a bear.
Ursaring.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have
that's
actually
runnable.
been great.
Although we didn't really have gotten the greatest TMs. I guess we got Arrow Blast and Body Slam, so that's okay.
Sludge Bomb on the move tutor.
True, I forgot about that. But we were somewhat
strength.
lacking. Yeah, we were lacking a bit of coverage, and with Body Slam you probably don't need strength. But yeah, we would ideally want a fighting type or ground type move for rock types, yeah, so steel types. They would be slightly troublesome. Teaching Splash, yes, I agree.
I actually noticed ages ago that he hung on to that TM and didn't sell it when he sold most of the others. So I wondered if he was going to do something like that.
Oh, and the reverse mirror move. Oh, this is beautiful.
Oh my god, that is the freest setup.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Not like when I had to fight Red at the end of a tournament race.
Oh yeah, wow.
Well, the Ocean came with Sludge Bomb.
Alright, and we should be taking out the red fight here in just under 3 hours. A sub 3 run, basically a hundo run with E4 and teaching Splash to the Mewtwo.
Strongest move of them all.
Might as well have some fun.
GG, Ben. Well done.
GG. Yeah, officially finishing with a time of 2 hours, 58 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yes. Everyone do. There will be more races after this one. Everyone do give the runners a follow. They've given us a good show.
Yep. We'll be
Welcome in,
some
Ben.
time.
Good game.
GG. Good job finishing that. That was a pretty nasty seed. We thought you might quit after you realised that Elite Four was required, but you played it out.
Why not? It's the last race.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can tell you why not. It's 3 a.m. here, but you weren't to know that. Yeah, thoughts?
Interesting seed. The Mewtwo started off bad, but got good eventually.
It did. Mewtwo's tend to get better. Yeah, the moveset was pretty horrible on it. And Giddie found the Mewtwo as well. So you both mained it. Yeah, we mainly noticed that you didn't go and do the mortar checks when you got Waterfall. Can you talk us through that?
I was just trying to do something a little different. I figured I was a little bit behind. I was banking on there not being anything in there.
Yeah, that's kind of what we figured. And unfortunately, that didn't pay off for you. But yeah, everything else was relatively straightforward. The Mewtwo's got through all the fights pretty cleanly once they got the Thunderbolt move on level up, and then you picked up Waterfall and taught it immediately before finding Surf, which happened to both of you. And we saw you taught Splash to the Mewtwo at the end there.
It's an important part. You can't beat Red without it.
Yes, I think it felt very appropriate for this Mewtwo in particular. I noticed you'd hung on to the Splash TM when you were selling all the others. So I had a theory that you might be about to do that. But yeah, not too much else to say. Have you enjoyed the tournament?
It's been a lot of fun.
That's good. Yeah, so I think there are more runners. There are more races coming up. We do have the schedule in the chat. I'm just looking at it now. If I look at the schedule for Eastern time instead of my time zone, which I have set to Japan because that's the closest thing to my time zone on SpeedGaming schedule website, we have the original Smitty versus Chaotix is at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Strifezda versus Phoenix Roost is at 6 p.m. on SpeedGaming 2. Smitty versus Chaotix is on SpeedGaming 3. And Odley versus Vandio is going to be on SpeedGaming 3 at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I will be commentating that alongside Snowbear. And then that will be the end of the opening rounds.
Yeah, be the last races of the first 6 rounds of Swiss. After that, we will move into brackets, and the item pool gets a bit larger as the hidden items, the berry trees, and the weak sibling items will be added into the pool. So all this mess will become even messier.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be really fun to see crazy item rando races on SpeedGaming. I think that's new for the SpeedGaming tournaments to have that. So it will be a lot of fun. So thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you for the runners. Really great job. Thank you. And I'm going to go and get some sleep before I commentate another race in about 7 hours from now. So GG's and good night.
GG, man.
GG.
Thanks, commentators, viewers, and everything.
Thank you.
That was a ROM. That is
Sure.
one seed.